Well, good morning, everyone. Yes, it's dark out over here because it is not morning over here. It is nighttime. It is nighttime over here. And as the saying is, where's my good friend Chad Free? Today, you are not going to get the rest of me. You are going to get the best of me. Even though you might be getting the rest of me right this moment, because it is 8:15 here in the Philippines. As you guys can see, I worked on my tan today. Worked on my tan. I had to do some extra work on the tanning department, so I was forced to spend some time in the sun. Amy, what up, girl? Good morning, Amy. Bethany, Danny, Dee, John, and Michelle. Michael, Bert, there. Look at that guy. He's got his internet. He's got his internet back. What's up, Jeffrey? Jennifer and Kat and Casey and Jennifer and Stephanie and Wendy. Ty, what up, brother? Good morning to you, Jarek. Good morning to you all. Yes, my name's Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. And now I'm a traveler. I am literally all in the Philippines, literally in the Philippines, and it just doesn't seem possible here. It has been absolutely amazing. And today I'm going to be talking about what I've learned so far being here from when I left to Chile, Ohio. Gosh, yeah. Dusty, what up, man? What's going on? So today's topic for those of you taking notes, it is literally I want you to write this down. Why not me? Why not me? And I've been really, really absorbing that while I've been here. Many of you have seen my posts, you've seen my pictures, you've seen the environment. It has been absolutely amazing being able to meet Rika and Jay literally, and then Renz, and then I got to meet um, Rika's boyfriend June, and that's another conversation in itself. All just being able to like listen to these people and to absorb their culture and to be able to go through this process and something else is just gratitude and the appreciation. So I've seen a lot of crazy things on. I've seen a lot of amazing things. And I'm going to talk to you about the 37 hours it took for me to get here and what I learned about myself to go down here. And Wrigley, I miss Leo. I've not seen Leo either. But there's a lot of dogs here. There's a lot of dogs here in the Philippines. Like there's a lot of stray dogs. Like they weren't joking. These girls were not joking about the animals. I've seen a lot of dogs. I've seen a lot of animals. Um, but anyways, so let us get into our affirmation. Let us get into our affirmation, Justine. Justine, just in time for our affirmation, everybody. So let's get ourselves unmuted. Let's get ourselves together. Let's have this conversation over here about our affirmation on the count of three. Once we get it, guys, let me also tell you something really funny that just happened. About 4 minutes before the show took place, we lost power over the entire place. We lost power. And Michelle, when I tell you we were figuring it out, we were trying to find hotspots, we were trying to connect things. I was trying to find flashlights. We were using cell phones to be able to see the notes. We figured it out though. We also have a backup plan in case the power does go out again. We'll be ready. We'll be ready. But while we do that, let us all come off of mute on the count of three. Let's all say it together. One, two, and three. Something
Something
good
good
is
is
Good
going
is
going
to
to
happening
happen
to
to
us.
us.
something good is
Something
Something
good
good
is going
is
to
going
happen
to
through
happen
me.
through
through
me.
me. And let me just tell you, I uh I want to give a shout out to Chad Free. And I last night all I was pretty tired. I was exhausted. I did everything I possibly could. And about 7:30, I guess yesterday morning, I told them over here, I said, I'm gonna have to go to bed. Like I just cannot possibly function anymore. And I started to reflect back at it because I really wanted to be with you all yesterday, but I just couldn't. I mean, I was actually getting sick. because I was up for 48 hours and I slept for about 4 hours. And my body was just like, we just got done eating. And then it was like my body like did everything it possibly can to get me to that point and be like, okay, I got to shut you down now because you are not going to like rest. And so I want us to take us back through these 37 hours. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to relate it to maybe some challenges that you're having in your life. Maybe some moments that you feel fatigue. Maybe there's some things that happen or you're going through. And I just want to share with you what I was thinking in order for me to get here. And then kind of like bring it all together at the end here. And I feel I'll have enough time at the end to maybe ask somebody on some things that they're struggling with some adversity and things that they can't control, but they're spending a freaking ton of time focusing on it. And I'm going to break that down. So I got up Saturday morning. First of all, let me just check the chats because it's a little bit harder to go through the chats here on my phone, but I'm still going to do it, Bethany. I'm still going to do the chats, okay? So I got up at 5 o'clock Saturday morning. And how many of you, let's just get it excited, put a five in the chat. How many of you like to have your house organized and everything cleaned up and ready to rock and roll? Like everything has to be a certain way. Want to make sure everything's done. Like, yeah, Rika, 100%. Like, you got to have the house prepared before you leave. I don't know if you think that if you never make it back, that people want to think you're clean and you're well organized, or if you just want it when you come back home that your house looks good. I don't know, Jennifer, but I was like mowing the yard. I had to get my car washed. We went to the grocery store, not because I needed something else, but I had my kids. I had to bring my kids back to their moms. It was just Leo. There was just a lot going on. And then Wendy brought me to the airport, and we were getting ourselves together for that. And I get to the airport, and guys, it was smooth. It was real smooth. There really wasn't too many challenges going on at the airport. Wasn't a lot of issues happening. And I'm gonna just give you the ending. Some of you have heard the ending, but for me to get here was 37 hours. I had to take four different airplanes. I had to take a boat. I had to take two taxis for me to get to this spot that I'm here today. I didn't realize it. Like when I say it and I'm in the moment, like before you go to this trip, you're just like, okay, all right, not too bad. One of my flights was 16 hours, the longest flight I've ever been on. 16 hours. I know, D. I was shaking my head too. To be honest with you, it really wasn't that bad. The 16 hours, I probably would do it again compared to the other stuff that I had to deal with. Okay, so just stay tuned on this. So we get to the flight. The first flight was to Dallas, real smooth, no issues. I talked to Sherry. Where's my girl Sherry? What do I do when I'm going into uncertainty and things that I'm not too sure of, Justine? What do? I phone a friend. I check in. I'm like, hey Sherry, you're a flight attendant. I'm about to do something I'm not too sure of. Like I mean, literally, guys, I had no clue. I never flown international. And so I'm just like, Sherry, I'm going to the Philippines, which I know you already know, but do I go to like the international area? Like, what do I do? She's like, unless Dallas became international, no, you're just in a domestic flight. I was like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. So I do that. That seemed pretty good, right? And then now I'm going on to the bear. Okay, the big 16 hours. Now I did have a little anxiety over it, but I had it planned out. I had it mapped out. How many of you have your day mapped out? Put a seven in the chat if you have your day mapped out. Like it's all pretty much carved out, or maybe you're going into some certainty. How many of you put a seven in the chat that you want to have your day more mapped out? Like it's not really like I have a general idea, but it's not fully there. Okay. So just to let you know, my 16-hour trip was pretty mapped out. I knew what time it was. I'm really crazy. I had Jay help me out, make sure the time period. I wore a watch that didn't have, like, it wouldn't change. So that way I knew it was going to be on East Coast. I knew when I was going to sleep. I had it all down. I knew when the football games were going to start. Like I had it down pretty well, Pat, because I wanted to stay on point. Okay, you think I'm weird, but that's just the way I am when I'm going into things. And so I'm outside all. It is beautiful out. So Jack, so I'm on the plane, everything goes really well. And I'm flying to Hong Kong. And the 16 hours, it took an extra 30 minutes. I slept about 4.5 hours. It wasn't like it wasn't too bad. Like in the scheme of where I'm sharing everybody, my life was pretty good. I had things going in the right direction. Everything seemed to be in alignment. I got to Hong Kong and some challenges start to arise. Never been international, so now I'm really introducing myself to international, and all of a sudden they start talking about these transfer lines. And I'm like, these transfer lines? I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be in these transfer lines or not, but I had some time on my hands. How many of you are doing things in your life and you keep saying, I got time? How many of you are doing things you're like, well, I can get to it next week. I could do it another time period. You know what? There's still more time. Excuse me. So that's how I felt. I was like, okay. And I was just like, I got it. So I go through the transfer line, and it was another line that I had to go through. And then I had to go through security again. But really, nothing major was out of the loop. Everything was fine. I actually did a Facebook Live while I was in Hong Kong. And I had a 2 hour flight to Manila. Now, time change took place. I wasn't too fatigued. I felt good. And then I get to Manila. And then things started to shift. Things started to change on me. I actually was telling Dee a little bit about it. I couldn't communicate the way that I could communicate in the United States. I couldn't really the conversations like Jack was saying on the translating. It wasn't like that. And I don't think people were being deceitful or mischievous. They just knew I wasn't one of them and they wanted to have some fun with me. Because I couldn't figure out where to go because there wasn't any signs, and I couldn't figure out how to go from one terminal to the next terminal. So I had to ask people. And you know what they would they would say to me, Danny? These are the directions I would get. Go down that hallway, take a right. When you go down that hallway, then take a left, and then you go down there and you're gonna take a right and you'll see signs there on the left. Okay? Okay. And it really wasn't that easy to understand because obviously they were speaking a different language and I'm speaking different language. I'm trying to understand this. So I finally make my way over to it. I have to wait in this line again. Now, I remember when I asked you how many of you are pushing something off thinking that you got time. Well, in this case here, I had less than 2 hours to make this transition to my next flight. How many of you, be honest with you, how many of you have a little anxiety? How many of you put an 8 in the chat? If you've had an anxiety, things start to really get you underneath your skin and you're not too sure and uncertainty takes place and I don't really know. And I'm just like, oh God. I'm not one to have anxiety, but I started to feel it. Yeah, I've flown with you, Diane. And I started to get a little, So I have to go on this new transfer line. I had to wait there for a while. And I get into this new transfer line, John, and I get all the way to the front. And she says, where's your Declaration of Independence or something like that? I don't even know what the hell it was. I was like, what? The Declaration? She's like, the QR code. You need your QR code. And she like pulls it up like here. She's like, here, right here. And there's like a glass in front of me. So she's showing it. And I'm like trying to take a picture of it. And this is where I was talking to Dee. I don't have internet. Let me just tell you all, if any of you travel or you do anything, you better make sure that you either got a hotspot or you got it written down someplace because my life started to really unravel very quickly. My fatigue really started to set in, and I'm like, well, I don't have internet. Well, sir, you're just gonna have to go over there and try to find one. Like they're not helping. And I'm trying to figure out what the QR code is. I couldn't get the QR code, and now my plane is the timer, like the sand that little sand lot is like over, and I'm just seeing the sand just going down. I'm seeing it happen, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I meet these people. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get it into play. I get it. I'm like, okay, fine. I get there and I show it. I'm like, here you go. I'm ready. Hold on a second. Can I see it? I'm like, yeah, sure. Here you go. Oh, you forgot this whole section. What? Yeah, you didn't do this whole section over here. I have to go back again, fill out this form to get it finalized. And now I'm like praying. I'm praying. I'm like, please, I hope this thing goes through. Finally, it goes through. But now I don't even know where Terminal 2 is because now I have to go out this line. And I love Jay to death. And Jay is so cute. She's like, sir, the terminal's only like 5 minutes away. It's just a short little bus ride. It's not a big deal. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I go out to Manila. It was like a freaking like the world opened up and it was complete chaos. I mean, it was just like I was in a different world. There was buses and beeping, and it was just like anything you see in the movies. And I'm like, a bus. Like, where the hell do I find this bus? And they, let me just tell you, Jack, if you saw this bus all, this bus was like a 15 passenger van. It is about this size, and there's like 30 people trying to get in here. Nobody knew what. They didn't label anything. I don't even know what the hell I was going on, really. So here it is, unknown territory. I'm hoping and praying. I'm looking at my watch, trying to make sure that I can get in there. It was like literally, I can't even make this up, all. It was like a clown car. There was a guy sitting on top of me because I was like, I got to get on this flight because I can't miss my next one. And so he's sitting on me. There's like 17 bags in there. It was something you see in the movies. I'm dripping of sweat because it's 120% humidity, and we're all in this van. And can you imagine if anybody's claustrophobic, like this would be the time period you'd be like, oh gosh, I'm not too sure about this. So I finally get there. I get to the terminal, which I was like I was trying to text Jay now because they were already on the island and I don't have internet. So I couldn't get in touch with her to tell her, like, is there any way I can get something else? I get to the airport. I like, you can't even figure it out when you get to the terminal. I'm trying to go all over the place. And like one person's telling me one thing, another person's telling me another thing. It was the funny part. Like these two women, like, sir, follow me, follow me. I'm like, I'm not following you two. Like you two are probably not people I should follow. So I get to the place and I get there and I have my bags. And this is what the guy says: are you thinking you're gonna bring that in here? I'm like, yeah, I need it. It's my bags. He's like, that's not gonna fit. Now I pretty much know at this point I'm gonna get scammed because they tell me like you're going to have to put that in here and you're gonna have to pay for it. Luckily, when I was in Hong Kong, I actually got currency for whatever reason. I was like bored and I was like, you know, it'd be fun to get some currency. So I went and got the currency. Thank God I did because I had to pay to get my bag checked on. Now, all I'm telling you, put a five in the chat. How many of you been at your wits end before? Put a five in the chat. How many of you been at your wits end? You just are like, holy smoke! I'm getting close now. I'm getting close. So I get to the front of the line, and the lady says to me, "No, D, I can't even make this up. So you need to go on the back of the line. You can't wait here. You got to go on the back of the line again to do this." So I happen to finally get internet for like a brief second, and I realize that my flight was at 12:45 that they were starting to board. Oh, do you want to know what time it was? 12:55. And I had to wait in line to still check my bag, then go through security. And I'm like, there's no way. So guess what I do, Jack? I go into freaking operation mode, like, all right, everybody, you're about to see what an American guy looks like with who's got freaking like balls to the wall, who's got his goals in his mind, and he's set ready to go. I go right to the front. I said, I need to talk to somebody right now. and somebody needs to know English. Who do I need to talk to? This guy pulls this other lady over. Hey, talk to him, talk to him, talk to him. I said, I have a flight. It was supposed to be 10 minutes. Somebody did this, do this. I need to get on this flight right now. Who do I need to talk to? She goes over, she's like, points to another person. I'm like, I don't care how many people you point to. I'm going to find somebody that's going to get me on this flight. So I go over. The guy, now I have like two other people who are not happy with me because they're like, who's this guy? Thinks he can go in the front of the line. So I had to like kind of like give this guy like a little bit of like one of these over here, John. And so I'm like literally because I don't know anything. Like I don't have internet. I don't know anything except I'm supposed to be on this flight that was supposed to leave like 10 minutes ago. And so this lady next to the guy in like the stand says, she's like, oh, talking in a language, which I know they're like making fun of me. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be 1,400 pesos. I'm like, 1,400 pesos for me to do this bag that I brought on like three other airplanes earlier, all of a sudden now. So I was like, here, I gave him 1,500. She didn't even ask for my change. She didn't even say, like, here's your change, sir. Nothing, which I know she just took the money and put it in her pocket, but I don't know, like, I don't care. I'm like, I need to make sure that bag gets on that plane now. So I do that. I race through security. I get through security. And then I find out that I asked them what gate it was. They're like 14. So I get to the gate. Guess what happened in the 10 minutes all? The gate changed. So then I had to race back. Luckily, it's not a big airplane. I get back. I get into the airplane. Guys, you would think that I was in another clown car, but it was a clown plane. We were jammed in like sardines. It was all I could do. It was 100 degrees in that thing. It was so much humidity. And like, I was just like dying. And the entire time, I still don't have any communication with Jay and Rika because I don't know what I'm supposed to do when I get there. I'm like this. And I was like, no, my breath was smelling terrible because I haven't like brushed my teeth in 2 days. Like, so here's something I want to really lean into. I'm in a totally foreign country. I have no internet. My lack of communication. I'm pretty much at my wit's end. I'm exhausted. I really haven't eaten. I ate some of the stuff. I wrote this all down. It was hot and humid. Yeah, I even wrote down the smells like were very like they weren't very exciting. My was terrible. I was just like everything I possibly could imagine. I'm like in there. And you know what the pilot says? We got a 20-minute delay. There's a little bit of a problem on the taxi. We're going to get back to you right away. And I put my head down and I said, God, you will get me through this. Because here's what I imagine. Imagine at that very moment, I say, I've had enough. I say, you know what? I just can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm beat. I'm exhausted. I'm hungry. I'm hot. I'm just completely burnt out. And imagine at that time, I actually had internet. And I call up Jay, Rika, June, and Renz, and I say, hey guys, I can't do it. I'm going to give up. It's too hard. Things aren't going my way. There's too many things. But see, at that very moment, see, it's easy when I'm in that position because really, well, Brock, I mean, what are you really going to do? I mean, you've gone that far. And some of you here today have gone that far, but you're slowing down and you're stopping because of the detour. You're stopping because you got fatigue. You're stopping because you don't have clarity. You're stopping because you just don't know. And something, littlest thing. I mean, really, if you think about it, the internet's not like it didn't hurt me, but there's a saying I didn't come this far to go this far. There's something bigger out there. There was something better. There was a goal. And when I said, why not me? Why not me to be able to be in this presence, to be able to lean in, to be able to do these goals and dreams that people ask me, and I can't wait to share more about it. When people say like, "Why are you going to the Philippines? Why are you doing it, man?" As close as my dad. I don't get it, Brock. Why are you going out there? Why are you really going out there? People are asking me. People are asking me at the soup kitchen. People ask me at the volunteer. Yeah, what the hell are you talking about all the time about me going to the Philippines with all these people? But we didn't get this go this far to only go this far. And and I tell this to you because some of you are letting yourself down. Some of you are just holding yourself back. And I want you to fight through it. I want you to lean in because everything I told you, I couldn't control. But we want to focus on that. We focus on all the things we can't control. I can't talk to the security. I can't deal with the person with my bag. I can't deal that it's hot. I can't deal that there's a 20-minute layover. I can't deal with the fatigue because there's nothing I can do at that very moment. But what we do is we focus on the problems we can't control instead of focusing on the solution in the very moment that I had to take action was when that person says, "You're going to have to go in the back." And I looked at the time and I mean, what are the chances that God lets my internet work for a very brief moment of time for me to click it into gear? And maybe there's something inside of you today, something that's going to happen to you for you to click it into gear. And it's going to show up in a distraction. It's going to show up in a way that you're not expecting it to. And at the very moment, I'm going to tell you, you need to take action. Just like Jack said, you need to be able to take authority and to be able to do something. Yeah, 100%, Jack. It wasn't perfect, but I was progressing to the goal of where I wanted to be, and that was here in the Philippines. And now I get to enjoy them. I get to enjoy this culture. I get to see things. It's so beautiful here. I get to be a part of this. And we're already thinking of like, what can we do next? And I say, why not me? Why not do something bigger? Why not being able to start a VA company that's bigger and better and can help more people? We've already had more people ask us and reach out to us. Brock, what are you doing, man? I guess I had to come all the way to the Philippines to showcase to people that there are real human beings doing amazing things. And I've learned how to work with them. They've worked with me, and we put in 255 hours a week so I can do what I want to do and live the lifestyle I want to live. But I was broke for a while, and they stuck with me, and I still kept fighting. I was having an amazing conversation with June and Ren's out here on the pool, and I said, "Brother, what are you trying to do? What's your purpose in life? What are you trying to get at? Because you're telling me some things I don't think you have clarity." So today and tonight, are you spending time on the things you can't control? Man, if you can hear me, can you hear me? I just lost power. I'm back. You can hear me. Jay, I'm good.
You're back. We got
Okay,
you
all
now.
we got me. We just lost power. We're figuring it out, Jack. We're figuring it out, Jennifer. We just keep on going. We just keep on going. And so I don't know what part you guys left me at, but I just want you to really zone in on focus on things you can control. Figuring out what your purpose is, what your goals are. Make them big, badass, and bodacious that people look at you and be like, "You're a crazy lunatic, man. What the hell are you doing?" It doesn't have to mean to go to a different country, all. But what is it that you can do that you can help other people, to help yourself, to help your family, to do those things you never thought were possible? Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. And you know what? It has been one of the best experiences of my entire life. And I've had a lot of people tell me that I was crazy to come out to the Philippines. Oh, the government shut down. There's an earthquake, there's hurricanes, there's rain. you're gonna get shot. Like they're like I can tell you how many things I've heard. But you know what? When you lean in on what you want and you got God on your side, anything is possible. And you will come out on the other side better, bigger, stronger, faster than you ever possibly can imagine. And you will have relationships. The girls here today, they just laughed at me. They're like, "Sir, you just know so many people." I said, "I know, but I just like to talk to people." We met the owner of the hotel. We met the owner of a restaurant. We met the owner of some other place over here. They're inviting us to places, and we're supposed to go out Thursday morning and Friday night. We got a party we're going to, and we're taking pictures with strangers. There's like 9 of us all gathered together. These are relationships I never would have had if I didn't come out here. I never would experience this type of stuff. So today, whatever it is, I want you to look up the serenity prayer and focus on the things you can control. Stop worrying about the things you can't control. And it's the wisdom to know the difference between that. So guys, I appreciate you hearing my story. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate the love. If you got something out of it today and it inspired you to do something out of the ordinary, I want you to put a 5 in the chat. I want you to put a 5 in the chat. And I want you to call somebody today and inspire somebody and tell them keep fighting and do something just like Chad did that one time with that guy. Like do something all. Guys, I appreciate all the fives. It's been truly an amazing experience that I've had here. I'm so thankful for Jay, Rika, June, and Renz, and the amount of people that I've met here. It's been truly a life-changing thing for me. I'm so excited to come back and help other people who don't even know how a VA can help their business and what that looks like. I want to help you. If you do want to know more about it, just send me a message. I'll tell you everything that there is about it and what you can do and how you can grow in it. Until then, all, guess what? I'm a little tired and I'm going to go to bed because this is like past my bedtime. And so I'll be back. Well, I won't be back, but tomorrow morning or tomorrow at whatever time period, let me just tell you, I'm all over the place in time. 8:15 Eastern time, AM. I appreciate y'all. You guys been great. I really appreciate all your text messages and DMs and stuff on Facebook. It's been truly a blessing. To my amazing girls, let me just share with you so you can see where they're at. And Ren's, there they are, just sitting there. It's pretty cool. It's really amazing. Oh, I can't really begin to explain it. I love it. Guys, thank you guys so much. Have an awesome day. Appreciate you, Al. Till tomorrow. See ya. Nighty night.